Hi friends, it is Sunday, March 21st, 2021, Natch, and this would be the week 12 update for the Return to Creativity project. Thank you for joining me. How's your week been? It's been good? It's been not so good? It's spring now, officially. Kind of didn't need a calendar to tell me that with how yellow my car has turned. Ooh, the pollening, it is happening. And oh, the sinuses. Yeah, the everybody's allergies acting up. Oh gosh. Yeah, I I do and I don't have an update this week. I mean, I do obviously because another week has passed. But I don't in respect to the fact that work was a little bit more demanding this week. So more longer nights. The first 3 days I was there late. But finally got the deadlines met and all right, so moving right along. I have been working on the coloring book more so than any of the other projects. And I'm still behind. Because again, working late and all that stuff, just, I've been getting my 15 minutes in, but it's been a little bit more of a struggle than it needed to be. That said, and then the other thing that happened Tuesday, I got my first dose of the COVID vaccine. I got the Moderna vaccine. And I'd read different things about, common side effects. Obviously it's an injection, so your arm's going to be sore. But I'm like, yeah, that's no big. But they did say that, if some people were getting like headaches or you might get like kind of light flu-y symptoms. And so I'm like, okay. And it said, drink some Gatorade and take a couple of Aleve for the swelling and pain. You'll be good. I said, you know what? And they also said make sure to, move the arm around a lot and kind of gently massage the injection site so that it doesn't, it didn't have a chance to form like some, get stiff and form a knot. I'm like, you know what? Even if none of those things were to happen, they're still not going to hurt if I do them as preventative measures. So that's what I did. And so for the first 24 hours, I was fine. I woke, I didn't have any trouble sleeping that night. I made sure to get it on my left arm because I usually sleep on my right side. And that way, just if it was sore, I wouldn't have any problem sleeping on my side like normal. And yeah, no problem. Didn't wake me up, nothing. When I woke up, it was a little bit stiff because, of course, not moving it around or whatever during the night, but it was fine for the first 24 hours or so. And then I started feeling like, a little achy, but, my arm was a little bit more sore, but, it was like, okay, well, no big. And for those of you who don't know, I pretty much, I don't think I'd go so far as to say that I deal with chronic pain daily. That just makes it sound so, I don't know, it just makes it sound worse than it is for me. But since I was a teenager, something, or maybe even preteen, something always hurts. Ever since, like growing pains as a child, your joints are, they're kind of all sorting themselves out when you hit those less growth spurts and puberty and all that stuff. Ever since then, something hurts. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things that I kind of note and like, oh, okay, it's going to be that hip today or that knee or, oh, okay, rib cage, back, abdomen. I mean, there's pain somewhere. It's not constant. It's, it just is. And it's something that I've gotten used to. So at first when, my knee started hurting, oh, okay, well, that's it today. All right, go for it. But then it like became more insistent and other parts, other joints, other muscle systems, all started to kick in as well. And I'm like, wait, really? What the heck? And then I started to feel like I was coming down with the flu. I'm like, oh, okay. So we had a 24-hour time delay, but here we are. And yeah, so Wednesday night, I kind of felt like crap. Now, I wasn't like sick. I had that weird fuzzy head feeling, a little dizzy when I'd stand up. I felt like I was feverish, but I checked my temperature. I was not. But I was also had chills and, of course, the body aches and like this band of soreness around like my lower rib cage. And I'm like, okay, well, this is fun. But I knew that this is something that happens to some folks after they get the shots. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm one of those people that's okay, I can deal with this. And I knew that it would be over in a day or so. In fact, I woke up from a sound sleep at 2:30 in the morning and, just, I don't know what woke me up. But yeah, I woke up, picked my head up, checked my phone to see what time it was. And I'm like, oh, it's 2:30 in the morning. I was like, hey, wait a minute. I don't feel sick anymore. Yay. Went back to bed. And that was it. But so Wednesday night I was feeling less than optimal. So instead of sewing, which is what I'd planned on working on, I actually ended up starting my ornament for the week because I needed something where I didn't have to move around a lot. Didn't have to worry about sitting up so much. I could recline, I could relax with. So yeah, I started on the ornament. And even with that, I'm still not finished with my ornament for this week. Friday we had gone out to celebrate Todd's birthday. He was craving Indian food, so we went to get Indian, and it was just a longer dining experience and some travel time and stuff to get where he wanted to go. And so we ended up only watching one show, one episode of our TV shows when we got home and before he called it a night, because it was been a long day, a long week for both of us. And so I didn't get a ton of stuff done. You can see I got to the color work section. That's, so it's, maybe a third of the way done. This is going to be the, it's called Gabriel, and it's an angel pattern. So yeah, that's that. That being said, I would have finished it yesterday or even today before I filmed, just to have something to complete. But have you noticed the wrist brace? Yeah. Yesterday, I don't know what I did. I don't know what exactly I did. I know that laundry, putting away laundry and stuff was the final straw. I strained something along the outside of my, my palm, the side of my hand and, my wrist, somewhere in there. I think I pulled something or aggravated something. Don't know what. And it really is. It's more of an aggravation than anything. But when I did it and I realized that, oh, wow, that hurts, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm done for the night. And, I wore the brace and everything while I slept. And, yeah, even this morning, yeah, it still hurts. So I'm going to be, I could still use it. It's still functional. But it did bring up two things. One, I'm going to, today, whatever I do, the video is often video and editing it and stuff is often my 15 minutes of creativity, daily thing. So that's my Sunday task anyway. But I usually like to also work on the other ongoing projects. I don't know if this is going to be feasible or not. Gripping the digital pen might be a bit much. Managing the sewing machine might be a bit much. So today might be some the next few days, in fact, might be more like background creativity things that I can either do typing, mostly with my left hand or whatever. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And we'll see how I do at work too, because of course I gotta work. So yeah, that happened. But the other thing was, I gotta be careful, y'all. If part of my, all of these things I do, there's lots of ways to exercise my creativity, but straining your dominant hand to the point where, you can't even hold your phone long enough to read a full article a research article online, and it starts to burn before you get to the end of the article. Yeah, that's not a great thing, you know? So my hands are my tools, and so I have to take care of them. And so that's something I need to be a little bit more mindful of. So, you know, that's the lesson. Now, one other thing I did want to share because it's cute. Thursday, I went and I did a little bit of shopping. Something I've not allowed myself a ton of, because I am trying to be better about finances and my, you know, the retail therapy that is dopamine seeking as opposed to whatever. But anyway, I was at TJ Maxx and I found this little punch needle kit. Actually, I found two of them. There's this and there's a swan one as well, and I couldn't decide between them, so I got them both. Yeah, okay, I might have been, it was a low dopamine day, I can assure you of that. Yeah, I know that because it was, you know, PMS range, and did you know that estrogen and dopamine and serotonin are linked? I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I might have, but that was the article I was checking out this morning just to make sure that I was remembering correctly. But yes, as estrogen, try that again. As estrogen decreases, dopamine and serotonin levels also fall. And there's been like studies in mice where, you know, the receptors have completely died after 30 days. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. At any rate, so women with ADHD may well experience more pronounced symptoms of that whole frontal lobe deal in the days leading up to their period starting. And also, during the perimenopause period, which is up to maybe 10 years before menopause actually hits, the change, it's done, finito, gone. Yeah, estrogen levels are steadily decreasing leading up to that. And yeah, hi, yeah, so anyway, purchases happened. Anyway, but I did actually get this out because I was checking it out, and it's a cute little kit. And here's what I got finished so far this weekend. And, you know, it's like the horn and the little mane floof and the ear and the head, and I'm still working on it. But this also is a bit taxing on my hand too, so you know, I gotta find like the best, you know, way to do it to where it's ergonomically safe. But it is a fun little relaxing thing. And, you know, if you're my age, then you probably remember punch needle embroidery or punch embroidery or punch kits kind of things were popular when we were kids, like young kids. And then, you know, like in the 80s and stuff, if you saw them, or like, oh, okay, that's a little bit retro. Yeah, no, everything cycles back around, right? Because there's the macrame kits and stuff now too. Everything comes back around. But anyway, so yeah, I'm working on this, and I had an idea of what of a semi-practical application for it, but I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to jinx myself, and I need some more experience and research into it and stuff. But I'm like, and when I was showing Todd, he had the same idea, so I'm like, okay, it's not just me. So yeah, I don't know. I might be able to turn this into another frequent flyer craft, we'll say, that has maybe some income potential. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just still thinking it through. At any rate, yeah, so no progress on the sewing. Oh gosh, where was I going? I'm sorry, I just completely got sidetracked. Woo! Woo! Train went off that track. So yeah, the sewing project, the coloring book project, ongoing, behind where I wanted to be, but I'll get there. And the knitting project. Oh yeah. Yeah. So we have a lot of unfinished things this week. But that's going to happen. That's going to happen, and the important thing ultimately is to not let that be the end. Don't let this be the, you know, the straw on the camel's back. Don't let this be the thing that completely derails me. And that's what I am going to keep in mind this coming week as I try to get back on track, is that these things are going to happen, and the important thing is how I deal with them, how I deal with the swerve. You know, we had to swerve off course, how I get back on course, how I deal with it. And yeah, so as long as I can pick it back up and regain that momentum as this allows, and take care of myself, then it's still a good, positive, productive week, all in all. Okay, so thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I will be back in another week, hopefully with a better update, more things to share. In the meantime, leave any comments, questions down below. Let me know what you're working on, how your week's been. Happy spring, and know that I care about you. And I wish you a creative week in whatever that means to you. All right, bye.